Hi, today's going to be stretching, so you may want to belt just to give you that little bit of extra movement. It's going to be a nice fluid stretch, nothing too intense. I'm going to try and tailor it to about 15 minutes so you can do it every day if you wanted to. And we'll work the whole body. I'm going to start by laying down on our mats. So just laying down on your mats. And I'd like you to point your toes away and then stretch the arms all the way up. So starting to feel already a nice full body stretch. It's really nice to feel that stretch. And then bring your hands down by the side of the body, but draw the toes in and push the heels away and feel the stretch in the lower part of the body now. You'll also feel your abdominal muscles contracting a little bit. And then we'll point the toes away again and arms up again, and we'll have a nice long stretch again. And just notice the difference in those stretches. And then arms down by the side of the body again, and toes towards your face and push the heels away. And then bring your feet flat to the mat. So we're just going to do some nice little cycling. So just have a little cycle. And just have a really nice little warm up of the legs with that little cycle. As fast as you want or as slow as you want. Just warming up the lower part of the body. And then we'll bring the feet flat to the mat. And keeping the feet flat onto the mat, we're going to take those arms up over our heads again, lifting them up, stretching out into the armpits. And touch the hands back down by the side of your body. Now if your hands don't lay on the mat when you lift them up behind you, just take the arms a bit wider and then you'll have a little bit more access to the mat. And exhale back down again. And again, you'll also feel the stretch in the belly as we lift up, stretching the arms away from us. Exhale back down. And let's do two more. Inhale, lift up. Nice stretch, exhale down, and then lifting up, stretching. So these stretches are really nice when you're not in the mood to do too much. And we just stretch to our limit for that day. Bring both knees into the chest. Hold on to the back of your thighs. We're moving into hamstrings. Stretch the legs up. Point the toes to your nose and the heels away to the ceiling. Hold on to the back of the thighs and then draw the knees into the chest. And then again we lengthen up, toes to nose, heels to ceiling, and exhale, knees to chest. We're just doing these nice gentle stretches. And if you want, you can take your hands down by the side of the body and just stretch the legs up without the hands supporting the thighs. And back, knees to chest. So it depends on how tight your hamstrings are, whether you want to hold on to the back of the thighs. Just keep stretching in this manner. Really working nice and gently into the hamstrings, nothing intense. Again, you can have the hands on the back of the thighs. And do one more. And then knees over chest. So we're going to keep those knees over the chest. This is body coordination now. Have some fun. So as we lift the legs up, we'll take the arms up behind us and stretch legs and arms together. Exhale, knees to chest, hands down by the side of the body. Inhale, lengthen up and stretch. Exhale, knees to chest, hands down by the side of the body. And we keep flowing. The back is nice and secure, softly on the mat. And we keep flowing, stretching up. And then all the way back down again. And let's do two more. Lengthen. And exhale. And inhale, lifting up, lengthen. And exhale. Knees to chest. Rock and roll. So again, it's still a bit more body coordination. And we're just going to stretch into the hamstrings and into the hips. So hands down by the side of the body. We're going to take the knees, hover them to the right. And then the top leg will lift up and stretch all the way up in a big circle, and then bring the knees hovering in the opposite direction. So the top leg is the big circle leg, and then we turn over to the other side. It may take you a while to get this flow, but once you've got this flow, it feels quite nice in the abdominals, in the hips and in the hamstrings. So nobody's with you. You can just flow around to your heart's content, just really working into the lower part of the body, finding that rhythm. And it doesn't really matter if you go wrong, as long as we're moving, and as long as we're stretching. Just enjoy that flow. I'm going to do one more each side, whichever side you're on. And then we'll come back, knees over chest, and have a little rock and a roll here. I'm going to bring the feet flat to the mat. We're just going to roll over to the side. Roll over to the side and support yourself with the elbow. And then just take hold of that top leg and draw the heel towards the buttocks. You're going to feel a nice stretch in the quadriceps there. And the more you draw the heel to the buttock, the more stretch you're going to have. Then we'll just change sides. And again, support yourself with your elbow and draw the heel into the buttock and have a nice quad stretch. And then slowly, we're going to come back onto our backs. We're going to move into the shoulders. So again, we'll take the knees all the way to the side. And whichever way the knees are facing, we'll take this top arm and join it with the bottom arm. Moving into the shoulders, we're going to lift up, nice big stretch, and gaze to those fingers. And then up we come again, rolling over, inhale, lifting up, stretching, opening. One more. Stretching up, opening, and stay here for a breath. And then slowly we'll just simply take the opposite direction. So the same way the knees are, the top hand comes on top of the bottom hand. And inhale, lift up, exhale, open. Inhale, exhale is closing. Inhale, lifting, opening. All the way over. Now let's stay open in the last one. Just stay open here. And we'll come back to the back. So the heels are in line with the buttocks and the hands are down by the side of the body. And we're just going to lift up the pubic bone up to the ceiling, squeeze the buttocks and lift up into a little back bend. And then exhale, release down. And again, pubic bone points to the ceiling, and as we squeeze the buttocks, we lift up. And now, just shuffle your shoulders a bit closer together, which will take you a bit higher, and stretch into the belly area. Keep a little space in the chin area. So imagine I could pop a little orange in there and you can still breathe nicely. Now feel what's happening with the quadriceps, the top of the thighs, and also the spine. And then exhale, release down. And then we're going to do that one more time. We're going to inhale, pubic bone to the ceiling, squeeze the buttocks, lift, 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 lift. Shuffle the shoulders together and lift even higher, feeling that stretch in the belly. Nice, easy breathing. And imagine the knees are going to walk forward a little bit. Oh, I can feel that. And then release down. And then both knees into the chest. Little rock and roll. So we're going to bring the feet flat to the mat. I'm going to roll over to the right and come all the way up into a seated position. So nice long legs. I'm going to bring one foot in and then grab hold of that foot and pop your arms underneath and just have a little rock of the baby. Just have a nice stretch in those glutes. Nice easy breathing. So you may only just be here, but you're still getting that stretch. You may be able to come underneath. Wherever you are is where you should be. If you're feeling the stretch, we just have a little roll around, a little, I like to call it rock the baby, just feeling that nice movement. And then bring that leg back down again. And then obviously we'll change sides. So again, you may just be here, and that's great. You may be just here, and that's great too. Or you may go all the way under. Flex this foot to protect the knee. And again, just a nice little rock around. So these are quite easy postures for, I call it TV stretching. So they're quite easy. You're sitting in front of that TV and there's a load of rubbish on there and you think, you know, I could be stretching instead of watching this TV. Well, you can do both. You can watch the TV and stretch at the same time. And just enjoy and work at your own pace. And then release. And have a little stretch out again. Bring your fingertips behind you. And take that foot, I'm going to come onto my side so you can see, I'm going to take that foot across. So it's the same sort of movement and the same sort of stretch. Now that long leg is going to come flat. Oh, we can feel that a little bit more as well. And we're going to lift up the heart with strong arms. Now you can be here, or you can be here, or you can walk it in and really work into the glutes. And this time, if you're really stretching into the glutes, we can lift up the heart and really open up the chest area. That feels nice. And then we'll change sides. So again, foot over. Option 1, we're just staying here. Great little stretch. Option 2, foot flat. And again, we flex the foot so we keep that foot flexed so we can protect the knee. And then we draw in a little bit more. And oh, that feels nice. And stretching is really just being aware of where we're stretching, what's happening. And then slowly, nice, long legs. So this is where you may need the belt. So bringing your right foot in, and we know that if the knee's bothered with this, we throw it out and ignore it. We take the belt around the ball of the foot and lengthen up through the spine. So it's important that you have the spine straight. We want to stretch into the hamstrings and the hips. So inhale, lengthen up, and exhale. Take that nice long stretch. And if you can get hold of your toes, that's great. And if you can get hold of the belt, that's great. And if you're up here, you're going to push those hamstrings into the air. And we try and draw the chest down towards the thighs whilst looking forward. Just feeling that beautiful stretch. And then slowly rise all the way up. And bring that knee safely back in. We'll change sides. And again, knee can always be thrown out of the equation. Belt around the ball of the foot. And again, long belt, great. Pushing the hamstring into the earth. Keep the back long and straight. We don't want to work into that lower back. So we want to keep the back muscles nice and long and straight. Lift up the heart. And exhale, stretch. So we're really working into the hamstrings, into the glutes. Couple more breaths. Inhaling, exhaling, Last one, inhale and exhale. And then slowly we're going to rise all the way up. Nice long legs. This time I'm going to have the legs nice and wide apart. Interlock your fingers. This one's called churning the mill. So it's a great stretch. If you're not too happy about doing forward bends, this is quite a nice stretch that gets you into those forward bends a little bit more. I'm going to lean back, take an inhale and exhale over the right foot, all the way back over. Inhale as we come back and exhale. So it's what we call churning the mill. So really working into the abdominals, working into the hamstrings. Spine remains straight, and just churn the mill. Feels quite nice. Probably better not to do this after eating because it is working into the abdominals a little bit. So I hope you haven't eaten. And isn't this better than watching TV? There's only a load of rubbish on there anyway. So let's stretch instead. Okay, now the further you come back, the more you're going to work the abdominals, but be careful. You know, listen to your bodies. Couple more breaths. And then we're going to reverse it. So lean back on the inhale and exhale, opposite direction. Really churning the mill. So I can really feel it in my abdominals. Just keep breathing, keep churning. I'm going to do a couple more. And this is the last one, and then we'll come back. I'm going to keep the legs wide apart. Now, some of you who are not happy with this forward bending, why not try your hands behind you and then forward bend like that? So if your hamstrings are super tight, forward bends are not your greatest friend, but you still want to keep that back fairly straight. And we're working again into the groin, into the hamstrings. Now, if you are happy with forward bends, we're still going to keep that back quite straight. We're just going to bring the hands forward. I'm going to push the hamstring slightly into the earth. And I'm guessing you're feeling this on your inner thighs because that's where I'm feeling it as well. And then it's up to you how far you go, whether you go a little bit deeper or maybe you're actually here. And you're thinking, oh, okay, I can do a little bit more forward bends when my hands are behind me rather than when my hands are in front of me. So just check out what feels good for you. Couple more breaths. And then walking the hands all the way back up. And keep the legs nice and wide. And inhale, lengthen up. And on the exhale, I'm going to take a twist to the right. Hands are going to be here. Take an inhale and exhale. Just stretch a little bit further forward. And again, it may be that you'll want that belt. On the same principle, the back is straight and we draw the chest down. Feel the stretch in the legs. Once you bow your head round your back, you're going to take it right into that lower back here. And this is where we get most of our pain, so we want to keep that back contracted. So we keep the back straight and we draw down with the chest. Couple more breaths. Again, if you don't need the belt, you'll have hold of the foot. And then slowly we're going to rise all the way up. We bring ourselves back to neutral. Take an inhale. On the exhale, we'll twist using the belt accordingly if you want it. Inhale, lift up the chest. Exhale, stretch forward. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. exhaling. Couple more breaths, inhaling. Remember, do not bow the head, do not round the back, keep the chest almost anchored forward, the back stays long. And then slowly we're going to walk the hands all the way back up again. And this time we'll pick up the knees and bring the legs together and have nice straight legs. We're just going to take a nice little back bend. So the legs are long, the hands are behind you. We're going to inhale, lift up the heart. So it's just a nice gentle counter posture. Back to neutral. And again, lift up the heart. And back to neutral. And then one more lifting up. And then back to neutral. I'm just going to lay back down on our mats again. Feet are flat this time. Hands down by the side of the body. And now you're going to walk your feet quite wide. So walk the right one as wide as it can be, and then walk the left one as wide as it can be. Take an inhale here, arms are nice and wide. And exhale, both knees down to the right, drawing the knees down towards the floor. Back in that quad stretch again, nice stretch at the front of that left thigh. Little spinal twist as well happening here. And then come back to the center, leave the feet where they are. We're just going the opposite direction. Draw the knees down towards the earth. Nice easy breathing. And then coming back to the center. Our final couple of stretches now. I'm going to take the right ankle across the left knee. Through the triangle behind the back of the thigh, we draw in. Feel the back spread on the mat. And then release, change sides. Left foot over right knee. Through the triangle, pick up the knee. Drawing in. And then release. We're going to finish with a nice twist. So draw your right knee into your chest, squeeze it, stretch that opposite leg long on the mat. And with your left hand, draw the right knee right across the body. Try to keep the right shoulder on the mat. And stretch the arm out. Nice easy breathing. And then come back to the center, both knees over the chest, little D hug, roll around. Keep hold of the left knee, stretch out the opposite leg. And again, grab that left knee with the right hand and let's take it over. And gaze. It's more important you have your shoulders on the mat, so think about the shoulders being on the mat rather than knee being on the floor, just so that we can get that spinal rotation working. And then slowly back to the center, draw both knees into the chest and have that little rock and roll again. And then we'll take our Shavasana, so nice long legs. Now if it feels more appropriate for you to have your feet flat onto the mat, then certainly do that. If you've got spine issues, it may feel more comfortable with feet flat onto the mat, or nice long legs. And now just relax the body. Relax the breath. Now just take yourself now to your most favorite place. I always like to go back to the favourite places that I've visited in my life. And I'm sure you all have special places that you've visited. So recreate that special place. And rest there a while. Just visualize all you can see in your special place. Maybe there are special sounds that you can hear. So listen for the sounds of your special place. And there may be certain smells that are associated with your special place. So be aware of the smells associated with your special place. And then rest here a while. Resting here a while. Enjoying this special place that you can return to often. Recreate that feeling of pleasure, peace, and serenity. So I'm going to leave you in your special place, but please feel free to stay here as long as you want. When the time is right, you'll wiggle your fingers from your toes, and you'll slowly return to seated on your mat.